What if everything you've been taught about God, life, and the universe is wrong? What if the God millions of people worship every day is actually the devil? And what if, deep down, you're not really human at all, but a fallen angel who's forgotten who you really are? This might sound crazy, but it's exactly what a secret, banned book from centuries ago reveals. In the 13th century, a group called the Cathars began teaching a truth so radical, it scared the church to its core. They believed the world had been tricked by the biggest con artist of all time, Satan. According to them, Satan wasn't some evil being we've been led to believe. He's much worse. He's a master deceiver who has convinced the entire world that he is God. The Cathars even claim that most of the Bible was written by Satan himself, and that humanity has been unknowingly worshiping him as the Almighty. They had a forbidden text, hidden for centuries, where Jesus himself supposedly reveals this shocking truth. This text, called the Secret Supper, has been locked away and guarded for so long, and today we're going to uncover what it says about who we really are and what we've really been living through. In this video, we're going to explore the hidden truth the church didn't want you to know. Buckle up, because this is going to change everything you thought you knew about God, Satan, and the world we live in. Stay with me till the end. You'll be shocked by what we discover together. The Cathars weren't just another group with strange beliefs. They were revealing something so powerful that the church feared could bring everything down. They claimed that the world had been duped by Satan, and that the God most people worship is actually the devil in disguise. Now, this isn't just some wild theory. It's the core of what the Cathars believed, and it's all documented in a secret text known as the Secret Supper. This text, written centuries ago, holds a conversation between Jesus and John, where Jesus himself exposes the truth behind the cosmic deception. According to the Cathars, Satan wasn't the fallen, dark force we've been told about in mainstream teachings. Instead, he was once a high-ranking angel who had everything, power, glory, and dominion. But something changed. Satan grew prideful. He wanted more. He wanted to be God. In the Secret Supper, Jesus shares with John how Satan's desire for control led him to challenge the true God, the being of pure light and unity. Satan saw the glory of God and wanted to take that for himself. His rebellion wasn't sudden. It was calculated and involved a journey through the elements of creation: air, water, earth, and fire. Each element represents a different aspect of life and creation. Satan descended through these layers, seeking to claim them, and eventually he sought to create his own version of reality, one where he was in charge. This is where the Cathars got their message. Satan, in his rebellion, created a counterfeit world, one filled with illusion and deception. This world, the material world, isn't the creation of the true God. Instead, it's a prison, designed to keep souls trapped in physical bodies, disconnected from their true, divine nature. The Cathars believe that the material world is a trap, and that we, as souls, are fallen angels trapped in this illusion. This revelation isn't just about the past. It's a truth that affects every one of us today. You probably felt it before, a sense that something doesn't quite add up, that there's more to this life than what we're being shown. The Cathars were trying to wake people up, and their secret text reveals how we've all been caught in Satan's web without even realizing it. To understand what the Cathars believed, we have to start with a rebellion, the moment everything changed. According to the Secret Supper, Satan wasn't always a villain we know today. He was once an angel, a powerful being standing side by side with the true God. But as the story goes, something shifted inside him. Pride began to grow, and Satan desired more than just his heavenly position. He wanted to be God. In the text, when Satan sees the glory of the true God, it isn't a moment of awe. It's a moment of jealousy and ambition. Satan, consumed by his desire for power, decided he wanted a throne above God's. He wanted to be the one who controlled the heavens, the one who sat at the highest seat. He wanted to be the creator, not a servant. In that moment, Satan made his choice. He launched a rebellion against the true God, And that's when everything started to unravel. The Secret Supper paints this rebellion as a cosmic war, one not fought with swords or armies, but with ambition, pride, and the very fabric of creation itself. Satan didn't just rebel against God in a single act. His rebellion was slow, like a man plotting his rise to power. First, Satan moved through the element of air, symbolizing intellect and the mind. In the text, he asked the angel of air to open the gates for him. This wasn't a violent takeover. It was a quiet permission, a subtle seduction to pass through the veil of the heavens. Air, representing the intellect, was where Satan's deception first took root. Next, Satan descended further, passing through water, the realm of emotion and intuition. This represents the depths of the unconscious, where our true nature lies hidden. Satan's rebellion didn't just touch the mind, but also the heart. He worked his way through these elements with persuasion, gaining access to the very core of existence. Then, the rebellion continued into the earth, the material world. This is where reality, in its physical form, begins to take shape. But what's striking here is that the earth was still submerged. Satan's rebellion wasn't just an attack on the spiritual world. It was an attempt to build something new, a world of matter where he could rule. Finally, Satan reached the realm of fire, the final element, representing passion, energy, and willpower. And here, in this fiery abyss, Satan hit the limits of creation itself. This was the boundary between existence and non-existence. Satan had reached the edge of reality, where creation itself was about to burn. He couldn't go any further. But in that moment of desperation, he turned back. He had descended through the elements, not towards enlightenment, but towards conquest. He began to form his own reality, a copy of the divine world, a world he could rule. But to do that, Satan needed more than just power. He needed followers. And that's where the next phase of his rebellion began. After Satan's failed rebellion in the spiritual realms, where he could no longer ascend to the throne of the true God, he turned his attention to creating something entirely new, a world that he could control. According to the Secret Supper, this wasn't just an act of creation. It was an act of conquest. Satan's ultimate goal wasn't just to defy the divine. It was to replace it, to build a counterfeit world, a world where he could rule with absolute power. This world, according to Cathars, is the one we now live in, the material world. In the text, Satan's first step in creating his kingdom was to force the earth out of the waters. In symbolic terms, this act is tied to the very foundation of our reality. Water represents the unconscious, the emotional depths and intuition, the things we don't always see but that shape our perception of the world. When Satan commanded the waters to recede, he began the process of forming the physical world, the world of matter, where everything is separate, finite, and disconnected from the true divine realm. But that wasn't enough. Satan knew that for his world to be complete, he needed more than just land. He needed light, stars, and celestial bodies to give the material world its appearance of grandeur. And so, in the Secret Supper, Satan is described as taking the crown of the angel of the waters and using it to create the light of the moon and stars. This wasn't just a poetic image. It was a claim to dominion over the very fabric of existence. By using the essence of the waters, symbolizing unconscious emotions and the depths of the unknown, Satan twisted them to form the heavens. He took something sacred and pure and used it to construct his own kingdom. But this was only the beginning. As Satan shaped the world of matter, he made sure to populate it with life, but not the life that was in alignment with the true divine source. Instead, he created a world filled with violence, suffering, and death. He commanded the earth to bring forth animals, creeping creatures and trees, and from the sea he summoned fish and birds. Satan's creation was not just about life. It was about control. Every creature in his world will be trapped in a cycle of birth, life, and death, eternally subject to his rule. And then Satan created human beings. But these weren't just ordinary humans. They were souls trapped in bodies of flesh, beings of light bound by the limits of physical form. The Cathars believe that we, as humans, were once divine, pure spirits, fallen from the higher realms and imprisoned in these bodies by Satan himself. The material world created by Satan wasn't just a place for physical existence. It was a cosmic prison, designed to keep souls trapped in forgetfulness of their true nature. This world, according to Cathars, isn't a divine creation but counterfeit, designed to keep us from remembering who we really are, eternal, divine souls. Satan, having failed to defeat the true God, now sought to trap souls in the material world, perpetuating a cycle of reincarnation, where they would continue to forget their higher purpose. Satan's creation of the material world wasn't just about establishing dominion. It was about trapping souls in an endless cycle of reincarnation, a cycle that would keep them ignorant of their true divine nature. According to the Secret Supper, Satan's masterstroke was not only in creating the physical world, but in devising a system that would perpetuate his rule through reincarnation, keeping souls trapped in physical bodies, unaware of their spiritual origins. The text reveals that Satan, in his desire to build a kingdom of his own, needed a way to keep souls locked within this world of suffering and death. The human soul, which was originally pure and divine, would be tricked into forgetting its true nature, and through each cycle of reincarnation, it would grow more distant from the higher realms of light. Souls would be born into bodies, live, die, and then be reborn, each time forgetting more and more who they truly were. The Cathars believed that this process was no accident. It was a deliberate scheme by Satan. In their view, Satan had created the physical world as a trap, one that operated not just on a level of matter, but on the level of the soul. Every time a soul was reincarnated, it became more entangled in the cycle of life and death, unable to break free from a material realm. This cycle is designed to keep souls distracted by the pleasures, fears, and desires of the physical world, ensuring that they never remember their true divine origin. Through suffering, attachment, and the constant push and pull of worldly temptations, souls become more and more bound to the material realm. The more they identify with their physical forms, the further they drift from the truth, that they are eternal beings of light, not bound to any body or earthly existence. The goal of this deceptive cycle is simple: keep souls trapped in ignorance. Satan created the material world as a prison for the soul, and the more a soul forgets its true nature, the stronger the grip of the cycle becomes. The ultimate aim is to ensure that souls never awaken to the realization that they are more than human, that they are, in fact, divine beings, fallen but capable of returning to the realms of light. But what if you could break free from this endless cycle? What if you could awaken to the truth and escape the material prison Satan created? The Cathars believed that liberation wasn't just a distant dream. It was a real possibility for anyone who was ready to remember. Their teachings pointed to a path, not of escape, but of inner awakening, where one could transcend the illusion of the material world and reconnect with their divine essence. Liberation, according to the Cathars, begins with recognizing the truth within you, the truth that you are not just a body, not just a fleeting experience in this world, but an eternal soul, a being of light trapped by the false god, Rex Mundi, Satan. The first step toward freedom is to see through the deception. The more you awaken to the fact that the material world is a trap, the less power it has over you. By rejecting the lies that bind you to the physical world, such as the illusions of wealth, power, and desire, you begin to detach from the cycle of reincarnation. The second step, according to the Cathars, is purification. To liberate yourself from the cycle, you must purify your soul from distractions and attachments that keep you tethered to the world. This doesn't mean rejecting life or retreating from the world, but rather transcending its hold on you. The more you cultivate inner peace, understanding, and compassion, the more you align with your true divine nature, and the less the physical world controls you. The final step is to remember who you truly are. The Cathars believe that each soul, when awakened, could reconnect with the divine source from which it came. By reclaiming your true essence, your eternal, spiritual self, you are no longer bound by the false god cycle. Liberation is not a far-off event, but an ongoing process of remembering, awakening, and returning to the light. As we unravel the mystery of the material world and the cycle Satan created, one undeniable truth becomes clear. The power to break free is within each of us. The Cathars, in their rebellion against the false god, offered a powerful message. You are not a mere body, trapped in time and space. You are an eternal, divine soul, here to awaken to your true nature. The path to liberation isn't a distant destination or an escape from life. It is about recognizing the divine spark within you and choosing to live with awareness, compassion, and wisdom. This awareness allows you to transcend the illusions of the material world, break free from the cycle of reincarnation, and reconnect with the source of all light and truth. We all have moments where we feel like we don't quite fit into this world. Times when the chaos and suffering around us make it seem like we've lost our way. But in those moments, we must remember the truth. The material world is just a veil, and we are much more than our physical bodies. The real power lies in recognizing the illusions, and in doing so, setting ourselves free. You don't need to wait for a dramatic event to awaken. The process is already within you. Through inner reflection, spiritual practice, and an unwavering commitment to truth, you can begin to reclaim your divine essence. The true liberation isn't about escaping the world, but about seeing it with new eyes, a world full of potential for growth, connection, and transformation. So, as you walk this path, always remember, you are divine, you are eternal, and the power to awaken and return to the realms of light is yours. Embrace this truth, and let it guide you to a life of profound peace, wisdom, and freedom. If you like this video, subscribe, share, and like. See you in the next video.